Title: Between the Flame and the Storm. Narrated. The noise of the sea was Eva Roberts' only companion as she contemplated the horizon from the cliff. The wind whipped her face, but in her eyes only saw emptiness. He had fled his life in New York, where love and betrayal were mixed in a bitter cocktail that left him with scars he still couldn't heal. The trip to the Vancouver Islands. It was his attempt to find something, although he didn't know what. The place was beautiful, but also unsettling. Nobody was waiting for her there, nobody needed her. Only herself and the memory of a broken heart. Mark Evans was quite the opposite. A man of the sea, owner of a small yacht, he had been born and raised among those waters. He had lost his brother in an accident 2 years ago, and since then his life, it was a routine of work, loneliness, and oblivion. Although the islands were his home, he always felt something was missing. And when he saw Eva for the first time, something in her awakened a flame that he hadn't. "I have been here a long time. Are you going to stay there all day, or are you going to talk to me?" Mark said, breaking the silence as he approached in his boat. Eva turned, surprised. He wasn't the type of man with whom she imagined herself speaking, but something in his gaze made her feel intrigued. "Who says I want to talk?" she replied, defensively, accustomed to not trusting easily. "But he didn't," he said. With a calm smile, he approached the shore. "I say so, and I assure you I have a good reason." Eva crossed her arms, but curiosity began to win. In those gray days, and in those moments when she felt like a ghost of herself, she couldn't deny that she needed something. And Mark was that something. What began as a casual conversation quickly transformed into something more. The days, as they spent time walking along the coasts, having dinners under the stars, and sharing stories that, although it didn't seem like it, united them in a deeper way than either could have imagined. But the drama that Eva carried within herself could not remain hidden for long. One night, while they were sailing in their boat along the coast, a sudden storm broke out. The waves were beating with fury, and darkness enveloped everything around them. Eva, paralyzed by fear, tried to help, but was unable. "Eva!" Mark shouted, struggling against the wind and waves. "Hold on tight." He looked at him, his heart pounding like never before. He knew that if he fell into the water, there was no hope. Mark was trying hard, but he was also exhausted. When they finally reached dry land, both were shoes soaked and shivering from the cold. But what happened next changed everything. "I don't want to leave," Eva whispered, trembling, more from contained emotions than from the cold. "I don't want to keep running away. Everything I have left behind haunts me, and I don't know how to continue." Mark looked at her, saying nothing at first. Then, with a gentleness that Eva didn't expect, he embraced her. "The past cannot define us, Eva. But only if we decide to free ourselves from him." For the first time, Eva felt a spark of hope. Although her life had been a chaos of broken emotions and wrong decisions, perhaps, with him, she could have found peace. But that peace is never easy to achieve. Upon returning to the city, Eva had to face a painful fact. Her ex-boyfriend, Jason, who had been the cause of her escape, was looking for her, begging him to return. He had changed, he said, but Eva knew that wounds are not healed with empty words. The truth was that she loved him, but she could not continue with someone who had her tea reasoned. Mark, upon learning this, didn't say much. He only stepped back, leaving space for Eva to make her decision. The storm that had once united them now separated them. Eva knew that she couldn't continue choosing neither fear nor doubt. In the crucible of the storm, the decision was forged. "I choose you, Mark," she said on the shore, her eyes full of determination. He looked at her, and for the first time, Eva saw a spark of something beyond loneliness. "And I choose you, Eva. No matter what happens, what is between us is real." On the horizon, the sun began to appear. The storm she had passed, and with her, the shadows of Eva's past. Together, they would walk toward something new, without empty promises, only with the certainty that love, though painful, could also be the greatest avventura. End.